We lost a colleague today at ESPN 1000, and that is Steve Mongo McMichael, who passed away today after being in hospice from a long-term battle with ALS. Steve Mongo McMichael was always the light in the room. Mongo was a guy that always had a story from his days in college or the pros or everyday life. Steve Mongo McMichael always had a great story. And Steve was one that can make people laugh, but also would listen to others and their stories about following his career or the Chicago Bears and coaches and stuff, and he'd have a laugh with fans. A regular guy that was able to get to the top of his profession, being a Hall of Famer. And I'm so glad that he was aware that he made Pro Football's Hall of Fame because he deserved it. Mongo was a great player, of course, as a Gen Xer. Watched him be one of those bright personalities for the 1985 Chicago Bears team. But also, I was blessed enough to be able to work with Mongo, doing Chicago Bears pre- and post-game shows with him, and just shows in general during March Madness and during the summer. Mongo would stop in and we'd do some night shows together. And he was always fun to listen to and always fun to work with because you never know what he's going to say from show to show. So it was a blessing for me personally in my career that I was able to work with Mongo. And I remember the big fight between the White Sox and Cubs when A.J. Pierzynski from the White Sox got punched right there at home plate. Mongo and I did an appearance together for that Cubs-White Sox series. And he's sitting at the table and he's drinking a long neck and he could not believe what he was seeing there with that big fight between the Sox and the Cubs. I'll never forget that. His expression, his face was like, can't believe he saw that in baseball, because it happened all the time in football when he played. But Mongo was really one of a kind. And so not only a great football player, but also parlayed that into becoming a professional wrestler. And for those that know me, you know I love professional wrestling over the years, and Mongo became the United States champion in World Championship Wrestling, became one of the Four Horsemen, riding along with Ric Flair as one of the horsemen. It's crazy to see him in tights. We're running around the ring, the long ponytail. But Steve did it all, and he lived life to the fullest. But my greatest takeaway is that our friend is gone after that long battle with ALS. And the pain's not there, and he's no longer with us, but he will always be in our hearts, because I'd be hard-pressed to find someone that doesn't have a Steve McMichael story, a Mongo McMichael story, from his playing days to meeting him on the streets, to from hearing him on the air. It's always something with Mongo. And I wish the best for his family and his friends and teammates. But Mongo was one of a kind. There'll never be another Steve Mongo McMichael. That is for sure.